Hello, Gemini, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're getting through the holidays well. Of course, we're approaching New Year's now, so we're getting there. I always feel like, the holidays are so busy, and then once January gets here, it is kind of just a nice slowdown, a big deep breath. It seems like a very long month. All right, cards, let's not fly over there. Anyway, that being said, this is your weekly reading for the week of December 28th through January 3rd. So let me be the first to wish you a happy new year. We do have the first quarter moon that comes in on the 28th. And that could be a time where you feel a little impulsive or impatient, kind of hard to get things done. And it's the holiday season. I feel like the whole season is kind of like that, doing a lot and then resting and then ready for the next thing. So here we are again approaching New Year's. We do have the waxing gibbous moon, and a waxing gibbous is a really good time for a deeper understanding and outlook, a time to act on your intuition, and also a really good time for planning and preparation and kind of executing things. But, when it comes to the planning and preparation, we're all kind of thinking about, those New Year's resolutions and things that we start to think about with the first of the year. So, anyway, all of that being said, once again, I hope you have a happy new year. So, and this will be another kind of quick reading. Once we get into January, of course, I'll slow down a little bit and we'll do deeper explanations, but I know you're busy. I'm busy as well. So, this will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Gemini. So, as always, please take what resonates today and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading: nothing will come of this situation. All right, let's see what the Gemini Collective has going on for the week. And once again, as I'm shuffling, I would like to say to you, I hope you have the happiest of New Year's. If you're celebrating, please be careful, but have a good time. Enjoy friends and family if that's what you do. If not, if you have a quiet night at home, I've had plenty of those myself. Those can be very quiet nights until the fireworks and the neighborhood kind of explodes, it seems, around here with noise and things at midnight, which is kind of fun. But whichever you choose to do, I hope you have a good time at doing that. So, all right, Gemini, let's get right into this reading. December 28th through January 3rd, nothing will come of this situation. All right, and your overall present energy right now is feeling a little bit nostalgic here with the Six of Cups. So, I had this card come up in the last reading, also in the Taurus reading, that it's just that kind of that time of year. New Year's might be a time when you pick up the phone and call old friends Happy New Year, if you haven't heard from them over the holidays. So, and you're just kind of thinking, if you're like me, I do think about New Year's gone by, different places where, where was I living? What was my life situation at the time? Some of those seem significant, but I do remember some. I just don't even remember what was going on. So, but it can be that kind of time as we let go of the old and bring in the new. Your current situation right now is the Nine of Cups. So you're definitely feeling, like a little bit of contentment, and like maybe you've had a good year and you're patting yourself on the back for that. And that's good. And you're just kind of celebrating. Of course, the end always brings a new beginning. At the root of your situation this week is the Moon card. So you might be kind of dealing with things that are kind of a mystery of you. You might be feeling some intuitive things, some things that are hidden. You might be seeing some synchronistic things pop out for you as the new year approaches. This could be a dream that you have, but there are things that are coming in for you that are, you're kind of feeling reflective about them, about maybe a dream, or you're telling someone about a dream that you've had. It seems significant for you. But it's just those things that come in to us in the night that are kind of a mystery, but there's something something that has kind of had an effect on you, and maybe it's going to help you plan what you do in the coming year. So keep that in mind. What is just behind you is the Seven of Swords. So there might have been some situation, and maybe even in your reading last week, that had something to do where words were being said and you said a couple, but you didn't really say it all. And so that's kind of the feeling I get. It's not what we're taught as tarot readers, but that is just what I feel like. Swords are about air energy, communication, thoughts. So you might have shared a couple of thoughts, but you didn't share all of your thoughts. And that's something that's kind of in your past. It might be having an effect on, maybe the dreams that you're having now are synchronistic things that are coming to fruition right now for you. What is on your mind this week is the Empress card. So you might be thinking of some creative thing that you would like to enter into. Again, as we're making resolutions and thinking about things that we want to do with the new year, there may be some creative project that you're thinking about and that you're going to, it's something that's kind of a longevity thing. It's not something you would quickly do, but it's something you would enter into that takes, like of course the Empress card is like our card of pregnancy. So much like having a baby, it's a project that would take months to come to fruition and maybe even years in some cases. So there's something on your mind this week, and maybe it's a passion or something that you're already involved with, and that's awesome, but that's on your mind, and the long-term parts of that are kind of on your mind. Maybe there's some planning going on there. What is just ahead of you this week is the Page of Wands. So there's that passion. Maybe there's a new path in some passion that you're already engaged with creatively, something that you just love to do, and you have a little bit more time to maybe indulge in that a little bit this week. In your advice position is the Knight of Wands. So there we go. More action in the passion realm. So maybe you got a new Christmas gift, and it's something to do with a passion, something that you really love, and so you're starting to engage with that gift, or use it in some creative way. So that's pretty awesome. And that sounds like fun, honestly. What is beyond your control this week is the Fool card. So a little bit of a new journey. And again, it looks like something that might have something to do with this passion that, maybe there's just a gear shift that has happened with, perhaps a gift came in. This is just an example. A gift came in on, for something that you're very passionate about, and it kind of just changes the way you do things. Maybe if you're a musician, there's an instrument that came in, and you're going to play that instrument a little bit more now, or add that into your routine of practice. So just something like that. But it's something, it's a new path, but it's also a passionate path for you, something you really enjoy doing. All right, what is your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid? And this is our card of giving and receiving. So I hope that that's your secret desire at this time of year, is to give to others, also to receive of others graciously, because that's just that time of year. I mean, we're just coming out of Christmas, and there might be, when it comes to giving, there might be things that you're making some space to clear out room for something that you've just received over the holidays, and you want to do some charitable giving, and you dig into your closet and take things and donate them. So that can definitely be a part of giving, and I hope that's the spirit that you are definitely having at this time of year also. In your outcome position is some rest and meditation, which I love. I feel like here we are at New Year's, and of course, it is a time of once again gathering friends and family, having a good time, really celebrating ringing in the new year. But also, it's that quiet of January 1st that, to me, New Year's Day is kind of a quiet day. And first and second, that first part of the new year, when you're kind of just breathing out all of that holiday energy, and it's time to start thinking ahead to things that we're going to do in the next year. What is hidden from you this week, Gemini, is the World card. So we've got the beginning here, and this is the ending, in the major arcana. So this Fool is about to go through some journey, and we're not there at the ending. We're not even thinking about the ending yet. We're just thinking about the journey. So what's something that they say is, it's about the journey, and really enjoy the journey of whatever it is that you're on. So let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final words for Gemini. And I know your overall message was nothing will come of this situation. And honestly, I don't even really see a situation. So that might make more sense to you. There might be something back here with these words that were said. And if that's, maybe it's referring to that nothing will come of those words that were shared, that maybe you wish you hadn't. So let's get you a final message here for Gemini. Make better choices. And again, maybe it has to do with something that was said there. Just make better choices on the words that you're using. Sometimes things can be misconstrued, and sometimes it's just a communication accident, where something comes out, and it's just taken the wrong way. So just make sure you're being very clear when it comes to your communications, Gemini. Geminis like to talk a bit. So, all right, let's get you a self-care wisdom card. What does Gemini need to do in the way of self-care this week? And the card that you get is the card that says Sovereign. You are the queen of your life. Treat yourself like royalty. Well, isn't that lovely? And there we go with a little bit of self indulgence. And maybe you will treat yourself like royalty this week. I think it's great advice. I might take your reading up on that anyway for myself. So, once again, Gemini, I want to wish you a happy, happy new year. Please be safe and have a great time, but make sure you do end up your week with a little bit of rest and meditation, a little bit of reflection on those New Year's resolutions that you're going to be making for the next year. So thanks so much. Happy New Year, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.